What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Stay Locked In podcast. If you somehow stumbled upon this video, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button down below for more content. I got a crazy goal of about 10,000 subscribers. If you can help me manifest my goal into a reality, I would really appreciate it. With that being said, let's go ahead. Let's get right into this video. Let's go ahead and lock the in. All right. So boom. All right, let's get right into this video. In a shocking turn of events, the Knicks versus the Heat rivalry has been reignited after a couple of upsets in the playoffs. I gotta say that this has been one of the most exciting playoffs I think in a while. It's been a long time since we got some of these upsets and matchups all across the board, East and West. With the Lakers upsetting the Grizzlies as well. I think it's just been a crazy playoffs, and I'm thoroughly entertained, man. Shout out to the whole league. Let's get it. And, you know, first and foremost, man, Jimmy Butler has been playing out of his freaking mind. Like, Jimmy Buckets, for real, man. This dude has willed his team to a win over the Bucks, and kudos to him, man. Shout out to Jimmy Butler. I think he's averaging damn near all-time high in the playoffs at 37.6. I believe he scored 188 points in 5 games, which is ridiculous. It's unheard of. So the Knicks definitely have their hands full in the next round with Jimmy Butler playing the way that he's playing. I think this is going to be a chess match between Tom Thibodeau and Eric Spoelstra. You know, and I think Tibbs is going to have the better of the matchup because he knows Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? He knows what Jimmy's capable of. He's seen it in practice on several occasions. The infamous Minnesota Timberwolves incident with Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler. He's seen this on a regular day in, day out basis from Jimmy. So I think he knows what to expect. I don't think any coach in the league knows Jimmy Butler better than Tom Thibodeau, just from the Chicago Bulls all the way to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I think they're gonna slow Jimmy down. They're not gonna stop him. Jimmy's gonna get his, man. He's playing out of his mind right now. But I also think the Knicks have a lot of bodies to throw at him. Just between Quentin Grimes, if he's healthy, R.J. Barrett, who's a defensive presence, and Josh Hart, who's just a dog and has been the X factor for the Knicks, I believe. I also want to give kudos to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has been playing out of his mind. He stayed consistent pretty much all season. Jalen Brunson, I believe he's averaging 24 in the playoffs as well as the regular season. So shout out to Jalen Brunson, man. He's a floor general, and he has been the difference in the Knicks culture and just their record overall. I think he's a key factor to that Knicks team. I think he's leading the pack. Fortunately for us Knicks fans, I am a Knicks fan. I have been always, regardless of what anybody says. But I think Julius Randle has a tendency and a history of regressing in the playoffs. We've seen this from him the last time the Knicks was in the playoffs a couple of years ago. An incredible season a couple of years ago. And then as soon as it got to the playoffs, he took a step back for whatever reason. And I think he's done that. I think he's showed that, especially in the last series. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau for making the adjustment and benching him in the last couple of games of the series of them closing out the Cavs. But I believe Julius Randle was averaging like 25 points this season and regressed all the way to 14. So I don't know what's going on with Julius Randle and why he tends to do that in the playoffs. But I think this is what Jalen Brunson brings to that team, which is leadership and consistency. I think he filled in where Julius Randle really couldn't as a leader. But honestly, I expect Julius Randle to have a big series against the Heat. I think Kevin Love and Bam Adebayo have their hands full with Mitchell Robinson on the offensive boards, have been going crazy. And Julius Randle, I believe, is going to play out of his mind if he's healthy. I know he's nursing a left ankle sprain, but that's yet to be seen. If healthy, I got the Knicks winning this in 6. Prove me wrong. I knew that they was going to beat the Cavs. A lot of people didn't have them. The Knicks are just too deep of a team. Too deep of a team. I think we have between Josh Hart coming off the bench, especially if Quentin Grimes is healthy, Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, Hartenstein has been coming off the bench, giving us solid minutes. I think the Knicks are too deep of a team for the Miami Heat to withstand that. I think the X factor for the Heat is going to be Gabe Vincent and Kevin Love. If they can step up and, play their game, as well as Strus, I think we kind of already know what we're going to get out of Kyle Lowry, which is inconsistency and mediocrity, to be quite frank. But I like Kyle Lowry. Shout out to him, but I don't see him being much of a factor in this series. I think that Gabe Vincent and Kevin Love are going to have to step up big time for the Heat to win. We know what Jimmy is capable of, but I think Tibbs and the Knicks are going to somewhat contain him. I think the key factors for the Knicks is RJ Barrett and Quentin Grimes. If they can get some big time minutes out of Quentin Grimes, especially on the defensive end with Jimmy playing the way that he is, and especially RJ Barrett, who seems to be a two-way player now. He had a big series last series. He didn't really play all 5 games great, but he played great when it counted. So if they can get some big minutes and big plays out of RJ Barrett, I think the Knicks win in 6. And I think the Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. That is my prediction. Especially with the Heat also having out Tyler Hero and Victor Oladipo are missing in that roster. So I think it's going to be a tough series for the Miami Heat. I believe the Knicks beat them 3-1, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on that. But I think they got the best of them in the regular season. 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be a hell of a series, man. I cannot wait to see it. This is going to be a crazy series. And you know what? The Knicks haven't even used their full potential. The Knicks haven't even used weapons. Like, you got weapons like Evan Fournier sitting on the bench. They haven't really seen any minutes. Derrick Rose, Miles McBride. These are dudes that haven't really seen a ton of minutes in these series, but that are just sitting on the bench and waiting. Similar to Lonnie Walker, I think, for the Lakers. They really didn't utilize him in that series, but they still pulled it off. And I think that's a weapon that they can use for a game or two and get some big games and plays out of them. So I think the Knicks are deep, and I think they're not going to be able to withstand the Knicks' pressure and depth. Knicks in 6, 4-2. That's my prediction. You guys get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Who do you got winning the series? Do you think Jimmy Butler will continue at the pace that he is? And who do you got in the Eastern Conference Finals? Let me know. If anybody wants to contact me for any reason or send me material, please send it to staylockedin24@gmail.com. With that being said, I hope everybody out there stays focused, stays prosperous, and stays locked in.